students. Here now today we will move for the second experiment, because earlier experiments of chromatography, that is I have already explained to you, and might have been possible every one of you have seen it on YouTube channel. Okay, now today we have to study our second experiment, that is the minor experiment from the physiology, that is to demonstrate exo and endoosmosis. So friends, what we need first of all, and why we are doing this experiment, that we will study first. So first of all, every one of you know that what is meant by endoosmosis and exoosmosis. So simply the word exoosmosis, that is very important. It is nothing but the diffusion. So every one of you know that um, when we smell a perfume which is sprayed at a one location, but we will get a smell after a particular interval at all the locations. So this is because of its spreading. So um, when it means that this spray, body odor, when we spray at a particular location, but later on it's sprayed at a different site. So we can smell it at a different site rather than its original site of spray. So this is nothing but the movement of molecule. So molecule always move from its higher concentrations. So this is its source site toward its lower concentration, where it initially absent, but later on it become gathered or move forward. So it means that diffusion is simply a phenomenon where atoms, molecules, ions, or whatever be the substance, whenever it moves from its higher concentration toward its lower concentration, it is called as diffusion. Now what osmosis means, whenever this movement is occur in terms of water molecule from its higher amounts toward its lower amount through a semi-permeable membrane, then it is called as osmosis. Now what endoosmosis and exoosmosis means? Endo means inner. So whenever due to the osmosis water enters into a particular atmosphere, here in a cell's intercell atmosphere, cell cytoplasm, then it is called as endoosmosis. And whenever the water from the cell cytoplasm comes out by any reason that we will study later, then it is called as exoosmosis. Okay. So exoosmosis, osmosis simply means movement of solvent from its higher amount toward its lower amount through a semi-permeable membrane. And what endo and exo stand for? Endo means toward the inner side and exo means toward the outer side. Okay. So now to demonstrate, our today's practical is to demonstrate a phenomenon of exo and endoosmosis. So what is needed first of all? So here I have taken two beakers. These are behaving like a 216, which we have to label as a beaker 1 and beaker 2. I will come later on that. Then we need a sugar molecule so that we can make a sugar solution. Then this is a tap water. Okay. Then this is a spatula to stir the solution properly. These are the needles to make a mark, particular mark, when we will prepare a potato boat called as potato osmoscope. And then this is a knife in order to cut the potato properly. And look at here, this is the two potato of which we have to prepare a boat called as potato osmoscope. Okay. Now student, what we have to do first of all, we have to perform this experiment in a two set. Okay. So this is called as first set and this is called as second set. Okay. So we will first of all go for a first set. In first set, what we have to do, we have to mix a sugar, that sugar in a water. So first of all, we will take a water. So this is simply a tap water. We have to take a approximate 1/3 of a water in a beaker. Okay. So this is simply a tap water I have added. So if possible, fill this beaker up to the what we can say, up to the maximum mark of the beaker. We can say that 2/3 of the beaker, so that when you will place a boat over that water, you can easily place. If the level is too much deep, it is not easy or feasible to put the boat properly in a balanced state over the surface of the water. Okay. So what we have done just now, we have simply added a tap water into a beaker up to a two-third mark, nearly a 75 to 80% level of the water in a beaker. Now this is simply a sugar. This is the routine sugar what we have used in our kitchen. So that sugar molecule we have to add. So I am adding it gradually. So why I am adding this sugar? Because initially it is a tap water. So tap water is a pure one, not having any solute. Okay, and that's why we can say that it is of zero concentration. But as soon as we added a solute in form of sugar, we have made that water in a we have converted that water in a solution form. Now how much amount of solute we add, that will decide the concentration of this water. Okay, it might be a hypertonic if we added a more number of solute, or it might be a hypotonic if we added a less number of sugar. It's simply a method like a tea preparation. If we add a less sugar in a tea as compared with the quantity of water, then definitely it is a less sweet. But if we added a more sugar, then of course the tea will get more sweeter. So this is the same here. I have added a random quantity of sugar in a water, and I am now stirring it so that we will make a sugar solution. Okay. Okay. So in this way we have prepared a sugar solution. Now this sugar solution is a concentrated as compared with a normal water. Okay, so this is a normal tap water, and now here it is a water with added solute, that is the sugar. Now if we compare these two, which one is more concentrated? So this one is a pure water having zero solute. This one is a sugar added water having a solute in the form of sugar. It means that if we compare these two beakers, this one is called as concentrated solution because it is having a solute added, but this is a less concentrated or pure water. Means we cannot call it as a solution, but we can call it as a solution because we added solute. Then the question is that now here on one side it is a pure water, and here on another side it is a water with added solute. Now how can we judge if I have taken a same quantity of water in another beaker, and if I have added a sugar in that in form of solute? Then in that case how you can compare which one is more concentrated and which one is less concentrated? If the quantity of solvent is same, then the amount of solute added, that will decide. If the nature of the solute is same, then that will decide the concentration of the solution. Suppose this is a approximate 200 ml of water, and I have added 1 gram of sugar here. Let us consider in another beaker. We will again take the same 200 ml of water, but now here we have added 5 gram of sugar. Now as the solvent is same but the solute get vary, in this case if I have added a 5 gram of sugar instead of 1 gram in the previous case, then definitely this will called as a hypertonic solution, more concentrated solution, and this one is called as less concentrated solution. If in a third beaker I have take a same quantity of solvent, that is 200 ml, but now I have added a 10 gram of sugar, then this will be the highest concentrated solution. The second one is with the 5 gram of sugar, and the third one is with the 1 gram of sugar. So 1 gram of sugar. Okay. So in this way, if we keep the solvent constant, then the amount of same solute added will decide the concentration of the solution. And if we make the solute constant, if suppose in all these three beakers, if we have taken a same quantity of solute, that is 5 gram, then how can you decide the concentration of these three beakers? Then the concentration of these three beakers will decide on the quantity of solvent. Okay. So if in every beaker, if I have added a 5 gram of sugar, then in that case the beaker which is having a higher level of water, that is less concentrated, and as the water level goes down, the solution goes more and more concentrated. That is very easy, student. Okay. So this is not our point today, but this is for your summary how can we make a solutions with a different concentration, and how can we know by our itself which one is more concentrated and which one is less concentrated. But how can we guess when we prepare a solution in a beaker, and if we compare it with the cell cytoplasmic solution, because we cannot test the cell cytoplasmic solution as it is not prepared by we people. That's why how can we guess whether our prepared solution is more concentrated or whether a cell cytoplasmic solution is more concentrated. So that will be guessed by performing the experiment. Okay, just by pulling the peel of a Tradescantia leaf or any leaf, and when we dip that peel in a concentrated solution, then it will show plasmolysis or deplasmolysis. On that basis we can guess it. But now today's experiment is concerning with how we can demonstrate, how we can notice the phenomenon of exosmosis and endosmosis. So this is our first set, which I have already prepared. Here we have taken a tap water with nearly a 80% fill up with water, which is a two-third of a beaker, and a random quantity of sugar I have added in that. Okay. Now this because of that, a tap water is now converted into a solution called as glucose solution or sugar solution. Now what we have to do now, this is the potato. We have to prepare a boat of this potato. Okay, and in order to prepare this boat of this potato, what we have to do, we have to take a knife and we have to cut that potato properly. Okay, so I will now show you. Please select those base of the potato at the bottom which is having a larger size. So in this way, now I am trying to prepare the boat of this potato. Okay, so first of all, cut the potato at all the four corners. So that it will convert that potato in a square shape. Okay. So now we will try to make all the ends of the potato with the to avoid the obliqueness. So cut in a proper way. Okay. So look at here. So now it look like a square, but it's not a perfect square. Okay, so we will make it a perfect square. Okay. Okay. So now this is a perfect square of a potato, and now what you have to do, you have to make a cavity. So this base is very large as compared with this one, and that's why I have selected that is the bottom of the board called as osmoscope. And now what you have to do, you have to remove, or you have to make a cavity. Okay, so with the help of knife you can first of all remove the central part of the potato, make a cavity or depression, and when you remove it, care should be taken that not the wall of the potato become puncture. Otherwise what will happen, our content which is inside the potato board, that will automatically comes out due to that puncture board and not because of the phenomenon that we have to study today. Okay, so that care you have to take while preparing the board. Look at here, this is a cavity, you can see. Now gradually increase the cavity. So whenever you prepare the board, the all the four corner of the board should be should be less thickened. So the thickness of the wall of the potato board will determine the rate of exosmosis or endosmosis. Okay, if the wall become more thinner, more will be the probability of speed of exo or endosmosis. If the wall become more thicker, then it will take a much more time. Okay, so look at here, I am trying to make a cavity more and more deeper, and the wall become more and more thinner. Okay, so while doing so, your board should not be punctured, should not be ruptured. At the same time, while making a cavity, you have to take care that it should not go that too much deeper, so that it will open another end of the boat or leak the bottom of the boat. Okay. So look at here, this is the boat that we have prepared. So before using that boat for our experiment, I will we have to check that boat whether it is leak or not. Okay. So how can we check it? It is very simple. I have add water in the boat, and now I will check it whether any drop pulls down through the boat. If it pulls down, it means it is a leak. But if it not pulls down, it means that it made properly. Okay. So no any drop pulls down. The same way as I have also prepared another half mark. So it means now we will test it whether it is really or made properly. So now this boat is ready for the experiment. Now what we have to do, we have pour tap water in the boat, and if it shows a drop percolation of water, then surely it is puncture. Otherwise, if it not show any dropping out of water, then it means that it is made properly. So as no any water comes out at the bottom, it means that the boat is prepared properly. Okay. So now the two boats are ready for our experimentation. Okay. So this is called as set A and this is called as set B. Okay. So the set A is what? Where we have added a sugar solution in the beaker. However, in the set B, what we have taken simply a tap water. Okay. So first of all, we will arrange set A experiment, and later on we will move for set B experiment. Okay, or we can do parallelly at the same time. Okay, so let's see how we can do it properly. Suppose this is a board, and now every one of you know that it is a sugar solution. Okay, now what I am doing, I am adding a sugar solution in the board. Okay, so I will fill up that board up to the middle cavity, so that half of the board will fill with the sugar solution and half of the board will remain vacant. Okay, so I have filled that board with half level, so that half of the sugar solution get enter into the middle level of the board. Now that level I will mark with the help of that needle. Okay, so I will prick the needle in the any corner which will define the added level of the sugar solution. Okay, so while pricking that needle, not insert it deeply, otherwise it will directly come from on the other side. Okay, and now these board in which sugar solution is added inside up to the middle level, up to the half fill, that will place on a beaker in which water has taken. Okay, so now I will keep that board to float in this beaker. So while doing this, you have to take care. Okay, so as it can slip from your fingers, place it very slightly. Okay, uh, in this way. Okay, so this is the first setup of the experiment. What we have done, we have take a boat in which we have added a sugar solution and fill the boat up to its half cavity, and these half level is marked with the help of needle, and that boat we have placed in a beaker in which water has taken. Now in another set we have to do a reverse thing. Okay, so what reverse thing we have to do, we have to, this is a boat. Now inside the boat, in the first case we have taken a sugar solution. Now in a second case we have to take a water and we have to fill that boat up to its half level by means of tap water. Okay, so this is simple tap water, and here also you have to mark the level with the help of needle by pricking it at any one of its corner. Okay, and now what you have to do, you have to place that boat in a sugar solution which we have prepared earlier. Okay, so in the same way you have to prepare, you have to put that boat for flow. Okay, so in this way these are the two conditions. In first condition, this is our actually first beaker. In the first condition, what is the case? The beaker is having a sugar solution while boat is having a water. In the second condition, what is the condition? The beaker is having a water while boat is having a sugar solution. Okay, so how can you keep in your mind? Either remain the things which are either in beaker, or either keep the things in your mind which are in boat. Okay, so simply we have keep the we can keep this thing in our mind by keeping what is taken in a beaker in our mind. So in the first case we have taken a sugar in a beaker, and in the second case we have taken a water in a beaker. Okay, and now we have to observe that setup for at least up to 30 minutes, and at the same time we have, after 30 minutes we have to mark, we have to check whether the solution is, whether the content in the inside the pot, whether it is sugar in one case or water in another case, whether that level is goes beyond the pricking level of the needle, whether it is rises above the pricking level of the needle, or whether it is goes down to the pricking level of the needle. That we have to observe. And in order to observe these, we have to place that board for 30 minutes at least. Okay, so let's wait for 30 minutes. It means that the water from the boat comes out. So water from the boat comes out into the sugar solution which is taken in the beaker. Okay, so keep this observation in mind. Here the water from the boat comes in, the water from the beaker comes inside the boat. The boat is having a sugar solution. Because of that, the level of the sugar solution inside the boat increases. However, in the another case, as the water from the boat comes out, because the beaker is having a sugar solution, the level of the solution, the level of the water in the boat, that goes down, and that's why the needle looking up, and however the final marks is remaining, the final level is remain at the very much lower inside the boat. Okay, so that is our observation. Okay, and what will happen if we keep these conditions for a longer duration? So if we keep these conditions for a longer duration, so in a set, in this set, in a second set, look at here, here is A as given, the second one is having a name, look at here, the B is given. Okay, so if we put this both the setup for longer duration, in B case the boat will become sink later on, because the water from the beaker is trying to entering and filling the boat more and more, because boat is having a sugar solution. Okay, and because of that, finally at the end the boat will become sink. However, in the first case, what will happen in a case, as the water from the boat, as the boat is having a water and the beaker is having a sugar solution, the water comes trying to out gradually and gradually inside the beaker, and that's why the phase will come when the boat is having a negligible amount of water within it. Okay, so keep these two observation in mind, and why it is happen, that we will that we have to also study what are the reasons behind that. So in this case, in A case, the water from the boat come inside the beaker, beaker is having a sugar solution. Okay, that is called as exosmosis, as it comes out, and the wall of the potato boat is acting as a membrane called as semi permeable membrane. Okay, so here what is happen, the water from the boat enters into the sugar solution. Okay, so movement, that is called as exosmosis, as the water comes out. However, in a second case, the water from the beaker enter into the boat, the boat is having, here the boat is having a sugar solution, and that's why it is called as exosmosis. Okay, so in first case endosmosis occur, and in second case exosmosis occur. Look at this, what I have already told to you. Here in a B, where the tap water is in the beaker and boat is having a sugar solution, as the water is gradually come inside the boat, after a particular interval, the boat becomes sink here. But however, in A case, the boat is 8 knot sink, and boat, the water which is present in the boat, it goes down and down gradually and gradually. Okay, so this is very important observation. So why it is happen, what are the reason for that? Why not in case B the reverse is happen, and why not in case A the reverse is happen? Why the water is entering into the solution and in B case, and why the water from the boat coming out of the boat and enter into the sugar containing beaker in A case, that we have to explain, and what are the reason behind that, that I will explain you just now. Okay, now we will go for the close analysis of the results. Okay, after 30 minutes. So look at here, this is the case where the sugar solution is inside the boat and the beaker is having a water, and look at here, the solution is already comes over the needle, because half of the needle get deep. Okay, it means that there is something from the beaker comes inside the boat, and because of that the content which is present in the board, basically the sugar solution, its level is increases. Okay, it is because of the water, as the water from the beaker enter into the board, the level of the board, the solution which is present inside the board, that is increases beyond the mark level of the pin. Okay, so you can see here clearly half of the pin become deep. Initially it was having marking perfectly at its level, but now half of the pin become deep. Now on the another side, in another case, you can see here, basically initially the pin is prick or pin is at the exact level of the solution. Basically water is there inside the boat, and inside the beaker there is a solution. But now when we see here, now the level which of water which is taken in a boat, that goes down. Okay, so needle looking above, however its final level of the water inside the boat, that goes down. It means that the okay students, so up till now we have performed this experiment, okay, to demonstrate endo and exoosmosis, and now we have recorded some reading what happens in that experiment. Now why this is happened, that we are going to study now. So every one of you know that we have made two sets, set A and set B. So first of all we will discuss with regarding with the set A. Okay, so now in the set A, what is the condition? Look at here, this is the beaker. Okay, inside that the boat is placed over the water. Okay, so in the beaker we have taken a tap water, however in the potato boat we have taken a sugar solution. Okay, and we have filled the boat up to the half mass of the potato boat. You can see here that final level is marked with the help of this needle. Okay, now as the time passes, what will happen, and what we notice in our practical, the level of the sugar solution in the boat, that is increases. It means that, how can we show that? So as the time passes, this needle become deepen more and more in the potato boat. So why it is happen? So the possibility is that the level in the level of sugar solution in the potato boat is rises above the mark level, just because of entry of water from the beaker into the potato boat. Okay, so it might be comes from this wall of the potato boat. The water from the beaker might enters from this wall, or it might be enter from this side inside the potato boat. Okay, because this is acting as a semi permeable membrane, and as the water is entering into the potato boat, this level become rises. If you put that experiment again for much more duration, what will happen? The entire boat becomes sink. Okay, so the entire boat becomes sink. So this is what happened in case of the set A of the experiment. Now we will discuss regarding with what is happened regarding with the another set called as set B of the experiment. Okay, see here, this is the another set B, which we have performed practically. Now we have to study what happens by means of this theoretically. Okay, so look at here, this is the beaker. In the beaker we have taken the sugar solution. We have exactly reversed the case which we have set for set A. So in the set A, tap water is in the beaker, however in the set B, sugar solution is in the beaker. And now here in the inside the potato boat we have added a tap water. Here however inside the potato boat there was a sugar solution. Okay, so look at here, sugar solution is in the beaker and tap water is inside the boat. Okay, and this is called as potato boat, and this is the mark level of the tap water. Now what is happened here in a set B? So when we allow the time to pass, once we set up the set B, it was observed that the level of the water which is present inside the boat, which is marked initially here, it becomes goes down and down as the time passes. Okay, so if suppose after first 10 minutes it goes a little bit down, after again more 10 minutes it will again become goes more and more down, like that. So it means that the initial level is here. Initial level is, suppose if it is a if here after a particular interval we will get a new position, and that new position we can show here, suppose like that. Okay, so it means that the water from the boat get deflected, or it becomes goes less as the time passes. So why it is happen, where this water goes? So the water from the potato boat there comes into the beaker which is having a sugar solution, which we can show by means of this the arrow. Okay, so water from the potato boat they comes in the beaker here on this side also, and from this side also, and this is possible because of this semi permeable membrane. And because of that, as the water moves from the pot toward the beaker, means toward the sugar solution, its level goes down and down. And if we allow this for a longer duration, you will get a very few amount of water inside the pot. However, the level of sugar solution in the beaker, that shows a somewhat increase at the end. Okay, so this is what happen in said B condition. Now as the water from the boat comes out, it is called as exoosmosis. Okay, and here in the first case, as the water from the beaker enter into the boat, it is called as endoosmosis. Okay, so this is what our practical observation. Now question is that why it is happen. Okay, so friends, in order to understand why it is happen, we must know some of the physical properties, like what is meant by diffusion, what is meant by osmosis, what is diffusion pressure deficit, what is diffusion pressure actually, what is osmotic potential. Okay, so that I will explain you, and you have to keep your focus proper, so that you will get all that concept in your mind, and finally you will automatically understand why it is happen, and how this phenomenon, how this experimental setup answer your most of queries, how the water from the root reaches up to the apex of the plant, and in the same way how the food which is synthesized in the leaf can reaches up to each and every parts including the roots of the plant. Okay, so keep watching. Okay friends, so let's explain why it is happen. So every one of you know that what diffusion actually means. Okay, so because we are concerning with the osmosis, we must know first of all diffusion. So every one of you know that diffusion is a simple phenomenon where, if suppose this is the molecules at one location and this is the molecules at another location. So this is the same molecule, molecule A and molecule A, but its concentration get vary in two location. Okay, here at first location it is present in higher amount, however in second location it is present in lower amount. So what diffusions leads to do? Because of the diffusion is a property where atoms, ions, molecules or any substance or compound, when you are present in its higher concentration, whether it is in solid case, gaseous state or liquid state, it will always move from its higher concentration toward its lower concentration. Okay, so where what is meant by diffusion? So diffusion is a movement of either atoms or molecules or ion from its higher concentration toward its lower concentration. Okay, now diffusion can be occur as a of solvent also, and the diffusion can be occur of a solute also. Here in this case we are having two things which can diffuse from one place to another. In our entire system, one is a solvent, that is a water, and another one is a sugar. In a sugar solution, that is sugar is a solute. Okay, so one is a solvent and another one is a solute. Here solute is a sugar and the solvent is a water. So these two can diffuse from irrespective of, means respective of their concentration. But as here a semi-permeable membrane is there, so this semi-permeable membrane, what it leads to do, it will only move the solvent molecule to pass and not allow the solid molecules to pass. Okay, so it means that in our entire system, whatever be the happens where the water from the beaker enter into the potato boat, it's occur in terms of only water. The movement is occur only in terms of water. Here also, here in this case, whatever the direction is there from the beaker into the from the boat into the beaker, that arrow indicate it is only the solvent become moves. So from the boat, whatever the entity enters into the beaker, that is the solvent and not the solute. Okay. So why? Because it is a semi-permeable membrane. If it is a permeable one, then there is a possibility that along with the solvent, solute can enters into the another side. Okay. So now I think every one of you clear that what is diffusion. Okay. Now if the same phenomenon diffusion is occur in terms of solvent, then what is happen? Suppose instead of A, it is a water molecule. That molecules are the water molecules. Okay. So at one location the amount of water molecule is higher. However, in another location the amount of water molecules, means total number of water molecules. Every one of you know that more when a number of water molecules attach with a hydrogen bond, they form a liquid phase of water. Okay, so rather than use the word concentration, I am using the word amount. Okay, because as the water is a pure, if the water is pure, we cannot use the term concentration. Concentration, when we add the solute in a water, then we can use the term concentration, which indicate the dilute concentrated or higher concentrate. Okay, so as it is a pure water, so we can simply use the word amount of water molecules. Okay, so let's consider this case A, where the water molecule is in its higher amount, and this is the case, suppose this is the case B, where the water molecule in its lower amount. Okay, now what according to the diffusion, according to the rule of diffusions happen, the water molecule from its higher amount, it will try to move toward its lower amount. Okay, okay, but here in our experiment, what is the thing which is important? A membrane called as semi-permeable membrane. So when this diffusion of water molecules from its higher amount toward its lower amount is occur through a semi-permeable membrane, then it is called as osmosis. Okay, what it is called as osmosis. Okay, now just with this knowledge you can answer this setup. Okay, osmosis is occur there, and who decide the direction of the osmosis? The amount of water molecules. So you have to just check the system, whether it is a potato boat or beaker. Out of this, where the water amount is higher, so where the side where the water amount is higher, from that location the water is always moved toward the another side where the water amount is lower. Okay, just come to the setup A. Now tell me, this is a pure water molecule. Okay, as it is a tap water, it is a pure water molecule. However, sugar solution is what? Sugar solution is a combination of water molecule along with a sugar. Okay, so whenever we added a sugar in a water molecule, some of the water molecules get engaged with the sugar molecules to form a bond. Okay, it means that the total number of pure molecules get decreases due to the addition of the sugar, and hence if we compare the tap water along with the sugar solution, in tap water more number of free water molecules are there. However, in sugar solution, as we added a sugar, some of the water molecules get engaged in a bond formation with the sugar, and that's why total number of water molecule is lesser. Why it is lesser as compared to the tap water? Because some of them are engaged with the bond formation with the sugar. Because we have make a sugar solution by adding a sugar molecule, in a tap water. Is it right? So the tap water is same here also, here also. But due to the addition of sugar, some of the tap water molecules get engaged in a bond formation with the sugar. And if we compare the free water molecule as far as sugar solution and tap water is concerned, the tap water is having a more number of free water molecule as compared with the sugar solution. And that's why, according to the rule of osmosis, the water is always moved from its higher amount, water molecules. The water is always moving from its higher water molecule amounts toward its lower water molecule amount. So it's very easy. So water will move from the beaker, because beaker is having more number of free water molecules, toward the lesser number of free water molecules which is present in a sugar solution. So this is very easy, friend, and the same we can apply for the another side also. Okay, so just explain, we will focus here. Now look at here. Here inside the boat there is a tap water, and however in the beaker there is a sugar solution. Here also the sugar, as sugar solution is made by dissolving sugar in a water sample. So some of the water molecule get engaged in a bond formation with the sugar. So it means that the total number, as compared with the total number of free tap molecules which are initially present before the addition of sugar, once we added the sugar, their number decreases as compared with the pure tap water molecule. And that's why the pure tap water molecule which is present inside the boat, they are more in number, and that's why they are always moving from their more amount toward their lesser amount. And that's why here the water comes from the boat inside the sugar solution. Okay, so get clear? So in this way, this is the justification of why this happened in this experiment. Okay, so look at here. This is the chart which having a number of physiological parameters which are, and their quantities with respect to endoosmosis and exoosmosis when we perform the experiment with the help of potato osmometer. Okay, so first it means that if we set up these values accordingly, then the endoosmosis or exoosmosis will occur surely. So suppose first of all concentration. So in order to undergo endoosmosis, the concentration of a solution which is inside the potato osmometer, it should be higher than that of the solution in a beaker. Okay. However, in order to undergo exoosmosis, the concentration of the solution of which is present inside the potato osmometer, it should be low than that of the solution in a beaker. Okay, so beaker must have a higher concentrated solution. As far as diffusion pressure deficit is concerned, in case of endoosmosis, the potato osmometer boat must have a higher concentration solution than that of a beaker. As far as exoosmosis, the case is the reverse. The potato boat must have a low concentrated solution as compared with the outer one, which one should be a higher one. As far as osmotic pressure value, in order to undergo endoosmosis, the potato osmometer bearing solution must have a higher osmotic pressure value as compared with the solution in a beaker. However, reverse is the case. In order to undergo exoosmosis, the potato osmometer bearing solution must having a low osmotic pressure value, and the solution within a beaker should have a higher osmotic pressure value. As far as water potential is concerned, in order to undergo endoosmosis, the potato osmometer solution must have a low water potential value than that of a beaker. Beaker should have a higher one. Beaker must have a higher one. However, in order to undergo exoosmosis, the potato osmometer must have a higher value of water potential as compared to the beaker. Beaker must have a low value of water potential. So this is a very simple chart which correlate all the parameters whenever the endoosmosis and exoosmosis occur by setting experiment with the help of potato osmometer. Okay, so thank you very much. Keep this chart always in mind, and you can answer all the questions regarding with these why exo and endo osmosis occur by understanding all these concepts. Thank you once again.